Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. It is Color Me Badly and back with a brief review on an amazing fragrance that is a small dent on the pocketbook and a beautiful performer. But before we get into that and I introduce you to the fragrance, I want to again welcome you back to my channel. I hope you've enjoyed the videos prior to this one, and if you haven't had an opportunity to check any of my videos out, log on to my YouTube page and have at it. I'm Color Me Bad Lynn, and I am a beauty professional here to provide information and reviews on fragrances in my collection and fragrances on my wish list. Okay? Also, we'll come on and we'll talk about love, romance, faith, and we'll also do some Q&As. I actually have a question today that I want to answer. All right? So let's get into it. If this is your first time seeing any of my videos, welcome. We are glad to have you, and I hope you enjoy. All right. The fragrance that I want to share with you all today is a fragrance from the house of DKNY, which is, of course, Donna Karan, New York. This fragrance is for women, and it is absolutely beautiful, you all. I purchased this fragrance years and years ago, and it just had been sitting, and I thought, probably not gonna like it, because like I said, I'm not a huge gourmand sweet lover. But when I tell you this fragrance is absolutely gorgeous, if you love green apples, you will probably absolutely fall in love with this fragrance. Here is the bottle. You guys want to see this if you're not familiar with this fragrance? Now that I've tried this one, I want to try all of the flankers of this. This is absolutely gorgeous, you all. Okay, so I just want to share with you some of the main accords of this fragrance, and then we'll go into what I think about this fragrance, okay? The main accords of this fragrance are green, of course, fruity, aquatic, ozonic, fresh, citrus, white floral. You got some other florals rolling in there. You got fresh, spicy, and woody. And when I tell you this fragrance is absolutely gorgeous, I would not kid you. Okay, we're gonna pop the top. I want you to take a look here. The top of the bottle seems as if it's metal, but it is just plastic. It is in the shape, of course, of the top of an apple without the core, without the stem. This is probably where the stem would be. It's really cute. And I left the sticker on here where it says delicious on it. I thought that was cute. And here is your bottle here. Your atomizer, it's like a light gold color. I've had it for a long time, so it may appear on the video as a silvery color, but that's the atomizer. You can actually see how much juice I've used in this little saucer. Looks like a little UFO. I absolutely love this fragrance, okay? Love this. It's beautiful. All right. So in just a moment, we'll get into what I smell in that fragrance. I do also have a Q&A question I want to go ahead and answer. One of them that I had just lingering. This one has been sitting and waiting to be answered for like 3 weeks. So I wanted to come on and answer the question. This question comes from Lily from California. How's the weather, Lily? I love California. So it says, the question goes, Color Me, what advice can you give to a Christian woman on dating? That's a good question. That's a loaded question. It depends on you. It depends on where you are in your faith, where you are in your walk. It depends on what areas you are weak in as far as dating and being around the opposite sex. We'll start there. My first answer would be don't. And some people will say, well, how are you ever going to meet your mate if you don't? God will tell you if you've met your husband, or for a man or his wife. He'll tell you. And take it from someone who has gone through trial and error of trying to talk to and befriend gentlemen without listening to the voice of God and his wisdom. A lot of times you will find yourself, if you're dating and you're waiting and you just, you're anxious and you've been single for a long time, you may end up with people that what I call is a dead end. And it's basically people who just want one thing from you for the most part. And you don't realize that when you first meet them, because you're open-hearted, you're a loving, kind person, and you figure, hey, why not? I've been waiting this long. Let's see how it goes. But at this point in my life, I have realized that that is not a smart way to go about waiting on God to send you a mate or to reveal your mate to you, because you do know you could already know your mate and you're just not ready, or he's not ready. It's just not the right timing. And so you have to be in touch. A lot of prayer, a lot of staying in your word. If you have a minister or a pastor that you can go to talk to for advice, I would recommend that, if you know that you can trust that person. If you don't feel that you can trust that person and that they're not going to keep your conversation confidential just between you and he or she, then I would find other means of counseling in that particular area. And that doesn't mean that you're not going to make mistakes. You may fall short, but get back up, repent, get back up. And waiting on God is a process. It is a process. But I would say don't. Normally when you're dating people, you're trying to see. If you are a child of God, there's nothing to see. He has already prepared a place for you. He has already prepared a mate for you. And like I said, you may not be ready, or he or she may not be ready. And so when we rush the process of that, trying to find our own mate or trying to pick our own mate or compromising to see, sometimes we delay the progress of the process of what God has us going through. And so with that, I would say don't. Dating is tricky. A lot of times dating leads to things that only lead to one thing. And the whole purpose of you following Christ is to listen to the voice of God and be instructed by the voice of God, and or a spiritual leader that may be in your life. And like I said, if you have someone in your life that you can trust with your information, a leader that you can trust that your information is secure, then that's what I would do. That's where I would go. Like I said, if you don't feel that your information is safe and that it's not just between you and that other person, then I would pray and ask God to place someone in your life where you can talk to about these things. And so, yeah, I would say don't, especially if that's a weakness for you in that particular area. I would say don't. Okay, it's hard, but if you need any encouragement, I don't know what you're in California, so we're not in the same city. But yeah, I would say don't, and take it from someone who has kind of jumped the gun in a couple of situations, being impatient and being human. We're human. I would get more involved in my church. If you belong to a church, if they have a singles ministry, I would get involved in that. Those are the type, and get busy on making yourself better, improving yourself, and you'll take less focus off of, I want a man, I want a boyfriend, God, how long do I have to wait? You'll take the focus off of that, and put it on yourself and improving yourself, because obviously the reason that you're in waiting is because there are some things that God is still working out of you, working into you, and working through you. And so that process, sometimes when it's rushed, we end up in entanglements that are not for our betterment. Okay? All right. So hopefully I answered that question. And hopefully you will get something from that question, Lily. I thank you for your question. I really appreciate it. Okay? So yeah, that would be my answer to that question. Trust me. Just wait. Be patient. I know it's hard. And like I said, take it from somebody who's jumped the gun a couple times and it's like, hey, well, let me check this. Let me see. And so, just like God knows our strengths and weaknesses, so does the enemy. And you'll get people cross your pathway in a vulnerable, weak state. And I'm just gonna be honest with you. And you're a willing vessel, you'll get taken advantage of. Bottom line. And then you got to go through that process of healing and all of that other, save yourself from that. Save yourself from it. Some things we can prevent on our own, and it's hard. But definitely, like I said, if you have a community of people that can help you in that area, I would highly recommend getting connected with that. That would be my best advice for you. Okay. All right. So let's check out what we smell in DKNY Be Delicious. This fragrance is absolutely beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. And the reason why I wanted to come on and talk about this is because, like I said, this has been in my collection for years and years and years. And because I just love Donna Karan fragrances. Okay. And I decided to give it a try. And the first couple times I tried it, I didn't particularly care for it all that much. It was like, oh, it's okay. It's a cute fragrance, you know. But I tried it yesterday. And then so what I decided to do, because it smells so good, I said, well, okay, after my shower, let's go ahead and apply it. And when I wake up in the morning, I will really be able to tell whether or not this is something that I can rock with. Woke up this morning and I can still smell it. So that lets me know right there that this fragrance can stand the test. Okay, if you sleep in a fragrance and you wake up and you can still smell it, it's some good juice. Okay, so with this fragrance, like I said, you get that sweet green apple. They say that it's a little woody. I don't get the woody until maybe the dry down, but it is definitely aquatic. It's definitely fresh. It's definitely fruity. This fragrance is really juicy. It doesn't turn tart. This fragrance stays the same on me from the beginning to the end. So I didn't get that fresh, spicy, woody note that it dries down into. It stays into that green, appley smell almost for, I would say, about 4.5 to 5 hours. And then it kind of mellows out a little bit and becomes a skin scent. This fragrance is gorgeous, ladies. If you don't have this in your collection, I highly recommend DKNY's Be Delicious for women. And let me twist the top so you all can take a peek at this bottle again. And like I said, I'm sure you've seen these. I'm interested to find out what the other ones smell like. I believe they have one called Honey. I want to give it a try. I really do. All right. If you don't have this fragrance in your collection, get you some. This is when it says be delicious, you will be delicious wearing this. With that being said, I want to thank everybody for taking the time out today to view my video. I hope you have a blessed day. All right. I hope that you find something in your day to be grateful for. We are all been faced with challenges throughout the last year and a half or year or so, on top of just real life happening. And so be mindful of that when you encounter people during the day. We are all going through something. Everybody's going through something. It may not be financial. It could be a, health issue. It could be, there are so many issues that life throws at us on a daily basis, on top of the pandemic happening. So be mindful of that when you encounter people and you interact with people. It's nothing wrong with a little nod, a smize from the eyes. You never know. That smize, that nod may change a person from wanting to take their own life or take someone else's life or quit their job or give up on their family or whatever the case may be. You never know that you may be the turning point from someone choosing either to give up or to keep going. So keep that in mind when you come in contact with people on a daily basis. Now, I know none of us are perfect, and sometimes you just got to give people the, but for the most part, be mindful, when you come in contact with people, that everybody is going through something. All right. So with that being said, I want to thank you all once again. I hope you enjoy my videos. I'm going to do my best to keep coming with the content, and hopefully you'll enjoy and get something out of it. And hopefully you'll learn something as well. Comment below if you have this fragrance, if you like this fragrance, if you have any other Donna Karan fragrances in your collection, or any other fragrances that are similar to this fragrance or that are better than this fragrance that you know of. Let me know down in the comments. I love to hear from you, and I love to hear more about any other fragrances that you think I might like that are similar to this fragrance. But for me, it's 2 thumbs up for Be Delicious DKNY. Absolutely gorgeous. It's green apple for me all day. Bye-bye.